Okay, class, so we're going to talk about math tools again, and we're going to use our knowledge from last week and the previous weeks to fill out this chart. And this chart is to connect our math tools to real life examples. So we've been talking about math tools, like, can you guys name any? Like calculator, right? Ruler, a clock or stopwatch, timer, that kind of stuff, right? So we're going to use that to connect to real life math examples of situations where you would use it out in real life. So here's the worksheet. I'll hand this out to you guys. Okay, so we'll read the directions together, okay? So for each math tool, list 2 or more examples or situations where you would use that math tool to solve the math problem. And I already listed an example for each one, as you can see, right? So I listed an example for each of the math tools. The math tools are listed on the left side, and you will write 2 situations or examples on the right side beneath my example that I already put on there. Do you guys have any questions about that? Do you guys know what any of the examples could be?
Calculator, the hide.
Yeah. Do we need a refresh on the math tools there? We got a calculator, a ruler, a clock or stopwatch, and a protractor. Do we know what we use those for?
Yeah, measuring calculator. Measuring, if you don't measuring angles, and measuring, adding or subtracting, or any kind of math. And knowing what time it is.
Yeah, time. All right, so just go ahead and write 2 examples for each if you can, or at least 1 for each right now, and then we can discuss it later too. But just write at least 1 example for each one that you would, if you were to like just be at home and if you just needed to use one of those, what would you use it for? Or if you're at a store or something, or if you're, or even at school, what would you use those math tools for? So just write 1 example at least for each one, and if you can come up with 2, that's great. And if you have any questions, I can help you too, but go ahead and just try and write 1 example for each.
Okay. Wait.
Are you having trouble thinking of some? Which one are you thinking about? A calculator?
A calculator
And protractor? Yeah, protractor is kind of hard. But what about a calculator? What would you use a calculator for? Can you think of anything? You're all done? think of anything that you would use a calculator for? What if you're gonna, let's see, so we already got adding something. What if you wanted to subtract something? Or what else could you do with the calculator?
Figure out times.
Like multiplication?
Yeah.
Multiply? Yeah. You could write that down. That's an example.
And dividing.
Using, yeah, and division. Yes. Yeah, you can use calculator for both of those. So to multiply or to divide. So yeah, you could just write to multiply any, and then just pick some numbers. You can multiply anything with a calculator. Can you think of any random numbers?
Is there like, I know times is shorter for multiplication. Is there any like short words for division so I can have more space?
Yeah, like divide. You know how to spell divide? Or you can even just use the symbols. You know what the symbols are?
Yeah.
Yeah, just use like the multiplication symbol and a division symbol. That way you can save space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you think of any, are you just going to do some random numbers?
So, you could multiply like 64 times 7.
Yeah. Yeah, so just write that down.
So you could just say, you could just write the numbers and just put the
Yeah,
symbol.
just write 64 times 7, yeah. You know the symbol, right? For multiply?
4
Times 7, yeah. And then if you wanted to divide something, you just pick 2 random numbers, right?
Yeah.
And then use the division symbol.
78.
So Kaden, do you want to tell me what
5.
examples you came up with?
On this, adding, subtracting, times.
Yeah, like multiply. What would you use a ruler for?
I accidentally put division there.
Oh, you meant to add it up there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
There.
So what else would you use a ruler for? Measuring
Measuring an apple.
an apple?
Adding,
Like how-
subtracting, times, and
Like how wide, like, yeah, how wide an apple is or something, or how
yeah,
tall it is? Yeah, you could do that.
to know what time it is.
Oh yeah, for a clock and stopwatch, yep.
And measuring an angle.
An angle, yeah. Good, thank you.
That's pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
And measuring.
Can you think of any other examples? What you got for a clock?
I got to check what time it is and see how long a movie is.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, when you're watching a movie, see how long.
I just
Yeah.
I missed upon. So
Oh, that's okay.
because I
Can you
don't
come
have
up with-
no eraser.
Do you know any examples for a ruler? What you would use a ruler for?
To measure an umbrella.
Yeah, you could do that. You can measure anything, huh? Almost anything.
Yeah. Depending how long the
What
ruler
about like your shoe size? If you wanted to measure your foot
is. Yeah.
to get, your shoe size, you could use a ruler. Yeah, and measure your shoe size. Try to measure an umbrella. What if you were, or even if you're building something, huh? You would definitely need to measure, you know, boards of wood and stuff like that. So rulers, they come in handy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kaden, can you come back?
What?
All right, so you already shared some of your examples, and you came up with some similar ones, huh? Multiply, divide. Can you think of anything else to use a calculator with?
You can use it for
Whoops.
like subtraction or checking like how much money you need to buy something.
Yeah, that's a great one, a great example. If you're going to the store, like the grocery store, or if you go to the mall and you want to buy like a shirt or some clothes, right? You would need a calculator to like maybe calculate how much that would cost you, right? Well, and if you think about it, when you pay for the stuff, the cash registers, they're essentially a calculator, huh? Because they calculate your total
Yeah.
of how much it'll cost, right? Yeah. And a ruler, we came up with some good examples. We came up with measuring an apple or something, or an umbrella, or your shoe size, right? You want to see what shoe size you are, or if you're gonna build a house, you'd want to measure like the boards and stuff and get the right measurements. For a clock, let's see, we want to tell time, right? Or how long a movie is. You want to plan out your day, you got to tell times. And protractor, yeah, that's mostly just used for angles, huh? If you got
Like angles of of a table or is it a fence or a triangle.
Oh yeah, like a triangle. Yeah, exactly. All right, so do you guys think you have a good idea about when you would use a math tool or these certain math tools?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you guys have any questions about the math tools? No? All right. Thank you.
Bleeding. Yeah, it's
So.
bleeding.